This is me, Haley, and my twin sister, Heather. We are here today to talk about Twinship. So I'm actually releasing a vlog on this about the end of this month to celebrate our birthday on the 31st. We're going to be 23. And kind of a promotion of that, we're making this video to talk to you about how do you tell us apart, and we're also going to tell you some really funny twin stories that have happened to us. So don't forget to check out my blog at the end of this month, and I'll also publish a written form of this video along with this video in case you like reading better than you like watching. First, we're going to start with how do you tell us apart by our physical differences. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people say our face shapes are different. They say my face is more of an oval and Haley's is more like a heart. So if you see that. A lot of people say our noses are different, which I definitely think
her nose is slimmer at the end.
Yes. Our voices are different. You can hear that. Mine's a little lower.
Mine's higher.
Higher. And then also the way we walk is different. That's why a lot of our friends can tell us apart from the back, is because Haley has like a bounce in her walk because she swivels her right hip in front farther.
People ask me if I'm limping sometimes.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like a limp. And I walk like really like straight up and down, just kind of grounded. Also,
yes,
I'm Rapunzel pre-haircut.
Post Rapunzel's haircut.
Rapunzel.
So now you can tell us apart much more easily.
A new addition.
Easily.
A temporary addition, probably.
Yes. Also, our personalities are different. People say that I have like a slightly more bubbly, like energized personality, and that Heather's more like tame and laid back and chill. On the personality test, like the official, I believe it's Myers-Briggs, I'm an ENFJ and she's an INTJ, so we differ with the extroversion, introversion, and then I'm feeling and she's thinking. People also say that I talk more than Heather and a little bit faster.
Explains the extrovert versus introvert.
Yes. We also have different fashion sense. Heather's got more of like a vintagey, kind of a classic vibe that has more pastel colors and more bright colors, just more colorful altogether. A bit more colorful. I mean, still sometimes
like,
muted.
It's like a grunge vibe, but like a vintage grunge. And hers is like a grunge, but like an earthy grunge.
Yeah, I've got like the neutral, earthy, like retro grunge going on. Like more like of a street rock-ish kind
I like
of feel.
more like...
She's more like a boutique, like an interesting
kind
vintage...
boutique-ish.
Thrift store vibe.
Yeah. Any other decade but this decade.
You can actually probably kind of tell by our outfits.
That's actually my shirt, though, so it's not a very good example.
Never mind. Also, I just got off work and I'm not dressed cute, so sorry about all this. But, okay, last thing that's different about us is we actually, though we both like having a creative outlet, we actually have different creative outlets that we've kind of branched off into over the past year. So Heather really likes sewing and like crocheting, kind of like the really tedious stuff that takes a lot of time and patience. And she also likes to read, where I have developed a love for writing over reading, though I still like to read. And I kind of do more like quick and easy crafts. Like I like to do quilled paper, and then I also have taken more of an interest in photography and photo editing, things kind of like that. Would you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I don't know. I like to make things. I like the idea, like, I can just sit down and, like, if I take enough time, I can make something my own instead of having to buy it.
And I like to analyze things. So, analyze things that exist already. So that's how you tell us apart. Now we're moving on to funny twin stories. And we've got two that we want to share with you today that both happened in the past couple of years. So you can take it away with the first one.
So the first one is one morning at school. It was freshman year of college. And Haley had gotten up to go to class.
Ballet class.
Ooh. And she had apparently gotten dressed in her teal running shorts with pink trim and a gray Bible and Beach t-shirt, which we both had, and her hair in a bun, and left. And then
She was still in bed.
I was still in bed.
Totally asleep.
And I woke up, and I was like, I'm going to go to the gym today. And so I put on my teal running shorts with pink trim and my gray Bible and Beach shirt with my hair in a bun. So I go to the gym, and I'm, like, working out. I come back, I open the door, and both of our mouths just drop. And we're like, we were in the exact same outfit.
Yeah, we hadn't even seen each other that day, so we could not have been like subconsciously influenced. And like the thing about the 50 t-shirts each of us had in our drawer, it was really quite freaky, kind of crazy twin power thing. Okay, second story. This is really funny. I still laugh at this story. Okay, so this is about our senior year of college, I think. And it was one afternoon that Heather was going to the practice rooms up at the art center to practice voice. Well, it was a big, long hallway full of practice rooms that all looked the same. And so I knew I had to practice voice also, so I go up to the art center as well, and I'm looking for Heather. I thought I would just say hello before I started my practice session. And so I go along the hallway, and then finally I hear her singing, and I find her door, and so I knock on the window, and like all the doors are just, a door with like a small, like a square window. This window was partially covered by a music flyer. So I knock on the window. I'm like, hey, it's me. And so Heather turns around and looks at me. I'm like, hey.
And I just heard this tapping, and I was like,
yeah, so
who's tapping on my window?
And so she turns around, and she just stares at me. And then she, like, has a puzzled look on her face, turns back around, and starts singing again. I'm like, what? Did I do something? I guess, is she mad? Did I mess her up? Like, I don't know. So I tapped on the window again. I'm like, hello, it's me. And then she turns around and stares at me for a couple more seconds. And then, like, this realization dawns on her face. And she rushes, opens the door. And she just goes, I thought you were my reflection. And we just burst in the room laughing our heads off because she literally thought she was looking at her reflection in the window instead of looking at me on the other side.
Yeah,
so that's a great
tapping.
twin story. I think that's all the funny twin stories we have.
I think so.
For now, there's
Minus
probably
the fact
more
that everyone thinks we're the same person
at work.
At work.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, hey, remember me from the other day we worked together?" I'm like, "Are you sure you're not thinking of my sister?"
And they're like, "You have a sister?"
But yeah, so that's pretty much all we have for you today. I will be publishing a totally different blog that doesn't have any of this content in it. It's going to talk about our history being a twin, how we used to not really like being a twin, how we've taken advantage of our twinship in the performing arts and dance world, and even a little bit about how it could influence our professional career and just our everyday life for the rest of our lives. So definitely stay tuned for that at the end of this month, and I hope you like this video. Bye now.